It's a very good morning to you and welcome to ZTN News Blitz. We're broadcasting live from our ZTN studios. Let's take a look at our top stories. Zimbabwe says power problems to end by mid-year. Coronavirus, Zimbabwe leaving nothing to chance. Prepare for the worst, Africa warned. And in sport, Willard Katsande encourages Southern Africa to unite. Zimbabwe, which has been grappling with power cuts for the past decade, says the problem will disappear by mid-year this year. The country's power crisis was worsened by the low water levels at Kariba Dam due to poor rainfall received last year, coupled with recurrent faults at Hwange Thermal Power Station. Zimbabwe is also saddled with debts to power providers such as Mozambique's Hydro Kahora Bassa and Eskom from South Africa. Last year, the country agreed payment plans with both power suppliers and hopes to clear the arrears by June this year. Zimbabwe has also invested in alternative power sources, which are expected to augment electricity supply. Energy and Power Development Minister Fortune Chasi spoke to ZTN.
If all goes according to plan, we will be looking at no less than 270 megawatts, which is a significant amount of power. And if we pour all that into our system, we should be able to get much greater relief. But the target is to say that by mid-year, we want as much as possible to do away with load shedding, all things being equal.
As the coronavirus pandemic ravages the world, Zimbabwe, which is yet to record any cases, is leaving nothing to chance. Neighbors South Africa and Zambia already have cases. On Tuesday, Zimbabwe announced a ban on gatherings of 100 people or more and discouraged unnecessary travel. Today, Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa launches the national COVID-19 preparedness and response plan. Our reporter Takuchi Hambakwe is following events at the State House. Christians in Zimbabwe say their members are more vulnerable to coronavirus due to the nature of their religious rituals. Baptism, laying of hands while praying, and the Holy Communion are some of the contact rituals that Christians engage in regularly during worship. Zimbabwe Council of Churches General Secretary Reverend Kenneth Mtata says religious groups should desist from contact rituals that may predispose them to infection. Public gatherings of more than 100 people have been prohibited in Zimbabwe as part of measures to curb the spread of the virus.
It is a contact practice through Holy Communion, through baptisms, through laying of hands, through handshakes and embraces, through kisses of love. Faith communities will need to desist from these contact rituals.
African countries have been encouraged to prepare for the worst by the head of the World Health Organization. 16 deaths have so far been reported in Africa. Although the continent has been the least affected, health experts warn that strained public health systems could become quickly overwhelmed. WHO head Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus says Africa should brace itself and take notes from other countries on how the virus accelerated after a certain tipping point. Zimbabwe's Dynamos Football Club will go ahead with their pre-season launch today in Harare, though it will be a scaled-down event. Yesterday, there were statements from the Zimbabwe Football Association, the Premier Soccer League and Zimbabwe Cricket officially suspending their action. And with President Emmerson Mnangagwa having declared the coronavirus pandemic a national disaster and announcing a 60-day suspension of public gatherings, the earliest that the Premier Soccer League can start is mid-May. Most of Zimbabwe's sport has now been officially suspended. Moving on, former Zimbabwe captain Willard Katsande believes Southern Africa will overcome coronavirus with a united front. The Kaizer Chiefs star spoke to ZTN.
We need to be honest and don't be scared to get tested. It's not like it's something cheap whereby embarrassing people are going to laugh at you. But it's something which is going to help the community. Me and you, if we stick together, we're going to help the community to fight against coronavirus. As yes, footballers in South Africa, at the moment we are very safe. We also open to the doctors to actually test us each and every day when we go in the village for training sessions. And yeah, overall, we just need to beat this disease. And if we can join hands and be honest and stick to what our doctors are telling us, we're going to beat it.
Spare a thought for Zimbabwe's Lady Chevrons. Coronavirus may have affected all sporting disciplines across the board, but for this women's team, it simply opened recent wounds. First, it was the ICC suspension, which meant Zim World Cup bid was over, and now the quadrangular series in Thailand is off. And ICC Women's Cricket World Cup qualifier 2020 is doubtful. It is certainly a long spell off the crease. And that's all we had for you on ZTN News Blitz. Join us at 1 p.m. for more news. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, and also for the latest news, our website, ztn.co.zw. Thank you for watching.